and welcome to Social TV. My name is Vuyo Kyolwana, and today we are at the Sanlam headquarters with the head of Sanlam Foundation, Mr. Francois Adrian. Hi, sir.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Tell us a little bit more about your contribution with the sanitation project.
Yeah, certainly. This particular sanitation project of ours, or partnership that we put together, started a while ago. The Sanlam Foundation's been involved with education and education focuses for quite some time. We've been operating for the last 3 or 4 years now. Sanlam's got a very, very specific impact and interest in socio-economic development. So we're looking at how we're able to alleviate poverty, how we're able to kind of address the issues of inequality, and how we are able to look at particularly levels of assertiveness and levels of dignity within the schooling space. So we were looking for a whole range of different sorts of projects to help us address the educational issue. And we just happened to have chosen sanitation as one of the inroads into into kind of a better educational sort of setup. And sanitation makes sense for us because there's a saying that you can't teach a hungry child. By the same token, you can't teach a child that doesn't have the dignity of a proper, well-maintained sanitation kind of facility at their school. So even though we're dealing with sanitation, our bigger intent is around creating an educational ethos at schools so that you can have young people coming through a schooling process, and from a corporate's point of view, we wanting to be able to develop a pipeline of young people that kind of come through an education system that makes sense, get into the tertiary space, and eventually end up working for us or being our clients and customers. So we're doing it because it's the right thing to do. One of the things that Sanlam's quite big on is, as wealthsmiths, we want to look at how do we grow people's wealth beyond just financial wealth. And then the second side of it is we're wanting to kind of grow our customer base, and it makes economic sense from that point of view. So we want to have impact, but we also want to have impact because it makes business sense.
There's a little bit of a sensitivity around girls and sanitation. How have you guys sort of navigated your way around that space to make sure that children at school have a clean environment to dispose of their sanitation, towels, and so forth?
Very good question. Sulabh International within India, they're probably the biggest NGO in India. And one of the things that they've done in India is they specifically looked at young girl learners and the amount of time that young girl learners kind of lose when they're menstruating. And if the toilet facilities are not kind of at the state that they should be, obviously that becomes an issue, and girl learners then stay away from school. So what they've done in India is they've built a couple of schools, and at some of these schools they actually physically manufacture sanitary towels, and they make them available to learners. And once the sanitary towels have been used, they've built little incinerators in all of the toilets. So you can you get access to sanitary towels, and you can dispose of them in a way which is kind of hygienic and healthy. We don't quite have that level of kind of sophistication in South Africa just yet. Maybe down the line we'd explore similar sorts of issues, but we're very specific around the fact that the issues that boy learners have from girl learners, they're two different sets of issues. The one of menstruation and being able to provide a dignified place for young girl learners to be able to have privacy and be able to kind of do what they need to do. In the way that we've renovated some of these toilets, we've put in sanitary towel bins, and we've made sure that the contracts to kind of remove and ensure that it's treated properly, that it's kind of dispensed with properly, that all of that is in place. So we have taken a very specific view around girl learners and the very specific challenges that girl learners have got. On the side of boy learners, one of the issues that they would experience is if the toilets are, for example, not properly maintained and they're being kind of vandalized, there's a lot of bullying that happens within toilets during interval periods. So one of the things in the sanitation club that we put together is, for boy learners in particular, how do we get senior students to almost be the gatekeepers at those toilets, to ensure that when you get to the toilet you leave your bag outside first and foremost, and to make sure that there's always going to be a responsible presence in the toilet space to ensure that there's no bullying that happens within that particular space.
That's all from us from Social TV. That was Mr. Francois Adrian, the head of Sanlam Foundation, talking to us a little bit more about the sanitation project. Well, catch us next time on Social TV. Thank you.